manager I wanted to come to Manchester United was all about him being ruthless, and I've loved it. I've loved it from this man, and you know very much how I complained about it when Eric Ten Hag was here. When will these people bench these people? When will these players get benched? You understand? And finally, we've gone ahead to receive it. And guess what has gone ahead to happen? Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho have not made it to the squad of Manchester United that is going to play against Manchester City. Isn't that good news? I know it's bad news to Players FC, those that really fancy Garnacho, those ones that really fancy Marcus Rashford. But for me as Rokan David, I tell you what, I'm really excited because I've already told you that these players are the reason as to why very many managers have gone ahead to leave. And their selfishness, not tracking back, is the problem. You know, inconsistency. Because if you're supposed to be playing for the club of Manchester United, one of the boxes you're supposed to be ticking is consistency. And the manager has really gone ahead to obviously give us a very huge update on as to why he has gone ahead to obviously drop them. And he has dropped them because of footballing reasons and selection reasons, and they've failed to make it to the 20-month squad that has traveled to Manchester City. And I tell you what, I can even say right now that United might win today. I tell you. One, that decision is really very important of dropping Marcus Rashford and dropping Alejandro Garnacho. Why is it very important? Because the manager is sending a message to every player that you are really droppable. You get? Will this really spark these players to do the right thing? That is the most important bit of it all, because the manager has sent a message that is very clear to the players that no one is safe. Eric Ten Hag did it with Ronaldo. He did it with Marcus Rashford. He did it with Jadon Sancho. And it acted well for the first season. Second season, it never really went on well. But we've always asked, how can this ruthlessness be extended to every player at Manchester United? That is the most important bit of it all. You get? That is the most important bit of it all. How can this ruthlessness be extended to every player at the club of Manchester United? That's what we want. You know, that's what we want. We want every player to know to it that no player is immune to being benched and making to the squad. Remember, I told you that it's really going to reach a time when it's hard to make it to the bench of Manchester United, because if all these players are fit, you know, the bench, I think, is supposed to be having, is it 8 players? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're supposed to be 9 players. Now, you really pity every player who feels like he has a position in here for you, because the manager will need 9 players on the bench, and one position is taken by the goalkeeper. You understand? So, if the goalkeeper takes it, you know what happens? It won't really make sense anymore for other players, and players are really going to be benched, I tell you. And the manager has decided to obviously come up with the following 11: Onana, Delete, Maguire, Martinez, Mazarawi, Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, Diallo, Hoyland, Mason Mount. The bench has Bendayer, Victor Lindelof, Joshua Zirkzee, Terrell Malacia, Eriksson, Leniero, Casemiro, Anthony, and Kobe Mainoo. That is the starting 11 and the bench of Manchester United. For Man City, Ederson, Walker, Riaz, Vadio, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Doku, Matthias Nunes, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, and Erling Haaland. The bench has John Stones, Mateo Kovacic, Jack Grealish, Stefan Ortega, Savinho, Simpson Pussy, Davin Mubamba, Nico Ori, and James McT. So, if you've been following me up well, I've warned these players on several occasions that the ruthlessness is really going to catch up on them, because you cannot be responsible for firing very many managers at Manchester United and you think that you'll walk away free with it. Or you're really going to walk away with a clean slate. And this is what is going to excite me, and I want the board to back this manager. You get? If these players are really doing what they are doing and not getting in results, like Marcus Rashford, on how he has been playing in the previous games, you know, he was playing without responsibility. You know, in the previous game we played in the midweek on Thursday, he lost 6 passes. He put 6 blind passes into that game. And you know what he did? You know what he did in his game? He went ahead to obviously not even track back, you know? So, I think Rashford and Garnacho deserve to be benched. And I told you that they should be given 2 weeks holiday off, because in the modern game, it's all about teamwork, team play. You understand? If you are not playing for the team, you don't tick the boxes to be in any squad in the modern football. And if there are teams that want to take Garnacho, let them sell him. That for Garnacho, there are huge question marks, because the board will tell him, we brought you here to make this player better. So, how are you going to make him better? He has 8 goals this season. You know, can you dispose of such a player? You know, so Amorim needs to watch some of his steps. For Marcus Rashford, I think it's written all over the world that there is nothing that can be made to make him better. When he wanted a contract, he played and obviously scored 30 goals under Erik ten Hag. Last season, very bad. This season, he's looking worse. So, in the due course, I want to let you know that the ruthlessness shouldn't end on these 2 players. I want every player to test on the ruthlessness of Manchester United. You know, I want every player to obviously test on our ruthlessness and see how things are really going to be panning out. Now, let's obviously get into the formations that the manager has gone ahead obviously come up with. It's a 3. They say it's a 3-4-3. It can be a 3-4-3 or a 3-4-2-1. Onana in goal. Matthias De Ligt, right-sided center, right, playing on the right side of the 3-man central defense. Harry Maguire playing at the center of the 3-man central defense. Lisandro Martinez at the left of the 3-man central defense. Mazarawi, right wing back. Dalot, left wing back. Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte in the double pivot. Then Amadi Diallo playing as a playing as one of the number 10s. And Mount is playing as a second number 10. So the 2 10s in this game is Mount and Diallo, and Rasmus Højlund is leading the line. Now, when I look at this lineup, it's full of hardworking players. That is it. It's full of players that are really going to put their bodies on the line. You understand? And I just can't wait to watch this game of football, because I'm very hopeful. Because for me, when each and every time I see Rashford and Garnacho, whether in starting 11 or on the bench, I really worry. You know, now that they're really out, I'm not worried. I'm 100% sure that we can now bring a game to Man City and even shock them. It has been long since we last went ahead to beat Man City at their stadium, but this time around I can tell you, with this lineup that the manager is going to bring in through, I'm really positive. I called in for a draw of 2-2, but I tell you what, even a United win is really possible in this. Why? Amadi Diallo being pushed into that position is really a very huge move in the right direction, because we miss his activities and we don't have any creative player like him in the final third. So playing him as a right wing back really delayed this player, meaning that we needed to play him in that position to see to it that everything really moves on as planned. So I tell you what, I can smell something special today, and I know if we can get Garnacho and Rashford out of our team, I know these other players can come up and push to the next level, because they're the weak link. I tell you, they are the weak link. They can't play in this system because it calls in for 2 narrow number 10s, and those 2 players can't play into what are they called? Small pockets of space. They won't express themselves there very well. So that's the problem with them. And I tell you, I'm really trying to really feel like there is something positive coming in through. So that is the team of Manchester United, and let's see how Man City have gone ahead to line up. Rumor has it that they've gone ahead to go with a 3-2-4-1 system. That's what they are showing us in here, and we are here to confirm. You know, with we are yet to confirm with this. So I really love this, and Man City have really been looking weird in the recent past, and they haven't gone to put in the best performances possible. So you never know, Man United might come up and obviously shock this side of City and see how everything is really gonna panning out, because in the game of football anything is really possible. So you can't rule out that United can obviously come in through and shock the side of City. Now, City has come up with Ederson in goal, with a three-man central defense of Kyle Walker on the right side of the three-man central defense, Diaz at the center of the three-man central defense, and Jesco Vadio at the left of the three-man central defense. Ika Gundogan and Bernardo Silva playing as a double pivot. Doku, right winger. Nunes is being played as a left winger. Kevin De Bruyne and Foden are playing as the two number 10s, and Erling Haaland is leading the line. So that's how everything has gonna have to be chosen by Pep Guardiola, and that's how he's really looking like to do the job that is really needed. So that's how they are, and I'm just eagerly waiting to see how this game is really gonna unfold, because I'm really having a lot of hope into this starting 11 that the manager is gonna have to take. But most importantly, it's all about the decision that the manager has gonna have to take to obviously bench, to obviously leave out Rashford and Garnacho from the starting 11 of Manchester United, not even on the bench, not even on the traveling squad. He has tasked them to obviously stay home, and he has told us that they trained even this morning, at Carrington. They had to train there, and after training, he told them, because they knew they are not going to be part of the traveling squad, they had to train today. You get? So that is the beauty of our manager. That is Erik ten Hag. Now, I'm having John Akiprotich says, start with Rashford and Garnacho, Saga RD. I've got to obviously say that. Then Masa Chimna, Man City 0, United 2. Opara Francis, hello, greetings. City 2, United 2. Man United live from Makerere, Uganda. Isabi Ronald Muhinda, hey RD. I'm failing to understand Amrin, but we wait and see. That's what we want. Those players have to be benched. They have to be dropped, because if they are not dropped, I tell you, we won't see this team change. Ronald Muhinda, long time by the way. We shall win by 2-1. Alright, it has been long since I last saw you here. Napari Musa, Man United win by 2-0. Chikwado Stefan, United 3, City 1. Please save this comment and say something about it after the game. Stefan from Nigeria. Alright, I'm gonna be here, but I think with this squad that we're gonna have to bring in through, we can really get points. I tell you, 3 points are really possible. I tell you, 3 points are really possible, because we've brought on players that are really gonna work as a team, that are not gonna really throw this ball anyhow like these others are gonna have to be doing. So in the best way possible, the side of Manchester United is really having a big chance without Marcus Rashford and Garnacho. If you remember that game, you get if you remember that game of Arsenal, why we never really caused any threat in the final third, it's because of those two players. You understand? It's because of those two players. You get? So, I tell you that it's not gonna be the same business, in this game. You'll tell me when this game of football is done and dusted, United will obviously have a better chance to obviously come up and really put in a better job for this side. Because we are now having players, Mount and Amadi Diallo can obviously threaten the enemy. You get? But according to Arsenal, Garnacho couldn't, and Rashford came on and couldn't. So I think we need better quality. You understand? We need better quality, and I think those players can obviously kill off Man City, provided we work on well and defend really well. Now, yesterday, I think it's now like 24 hours back, the lineup of Manchester United leaked, and it is the exact lineup that is going to obviously come up, because these players know that they are going to start a day before. And guess what? Samuel Lucas said, interesting, a United starting 11 versus City has already leaked this evening. Onana, Maguire, Delite, Martinez, Mazarawi, Ugarte, Fernandez, Dallo, Mount, Ahmad, and Højlund. He added and said, that's obviously unconfirmed and will be fascinating to see if it's completely correct. Teams have leaked out of United for years, but the current regularity, brazen manner of it, and apparently public identity of the source make it more of an issue than the days when Mourinho would ask me if I knew the team at the press conference. So, meaning that someone leaked this 11, and these are the problems that Amorim is really going to be facing, because if you're trying to shape Rashford and Garnacho, I tell you, they are going to try to obviously also do what we call a mutiny. Do you know what a mutiny is? A mutiny, they will try to obviously fire back at the manager with trying to disorganize the dressing room, make leakages, everywhere. I'm not saying they're the ones making leakages, but even their colleagues will, The media is going to fight, especially Marcus Rashford, him being English. And for Garnacho, he's having fans that believe in him, You remember those days when Erik ten Hag took him off and fans were booing the manager. So he should expect such booings to come in through from the side of the fans as it stands right about now. So it's not going to be business as usual, And for this, we have to ask, can Amorim put these players out of the squad for like 5-6 matches? Can he really? Because if he can, I'll give him a 5-finger salute. I want him to keep them out, and they learn that this team can keep winning without them. You get? Because we've gone ahead to suffer a lot, and I know those players are not really meant to be United players because they just run with the ball. They are very selfish. They don't do team play. And there is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Renhek said that some players at Manchester United were trying to be coached by Renhek, Rod van Nistelrooy, and Erik ten Hag. Do you know what these players told him? That I don't want to change my game. I don't want to change the way I play. Now, how can you say that to a manager who is here to take or do your job? That's really pure player power. You understand? So, this is where I come in to tell you that I'm really going to be waiting to see for how long is Renhek, willing to go with this. You understand? I'm really going to be waiting to see, for how long Ruben Amorim is willing to go to discipline these players, because they are really doing a disjustice to themselves in there. So I'm having Haruna Muyonjo, United 3 goals, Odiambo 3, United 3. Then I'm having Nuhu Cheyune, he's saying United 2, Man City 0. You get? So I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but the players have gone ahead, obviously coming through and come in here, and they are starting. They are walking onto the pitch. They are already onto the pitch. A moment. So guys, that is it for now. I'm really gonna be going to watch the game of football. When it's done, I'm really gonna be coming in here to see to it that we talk to you. Then Klein says United can snatch a draw from this game. Yeah, earlier before this news came in through of Garnacho and Rashford out, I was like, we can get a draw of 2-2. But with them out, I tell you, I'm feeling a United win. I tell you this. I'm feeling a win for the club of Manchester United. You might call me mad, but that's what I'm feeling, because I know what it means to obviously have those two players out and really having these ones in. So let's wait and see how these players are really going to come up and fight for the club of Manchester United. And I've seen Sir Jim Ratcliffe having a chat with the chairman of Man City, there. And I'm seeing Ruben Amorim having a chat with Pep Guardiola before the start of the game. You understand? So we are waiting to see who is really gonna take on this game of football and who is really gonna be winning this game of football in the next coming minutes, as it's really gonna start in any time from now. Like a minute from now, it's really gonna be on, and we don't have more minutes here. All we have to do is to wait for what the end result is really gonna be. United is here and keep keep your eyes onto our X account, where we are going to be bringing you the latest news and information about these beautiful stories or these beautiful updates coming in through from this game of football. So thank you guys. Haaland is smiling, but I don't know whether he'll be smiling at the end of the game. You understand? So we're here to wait and see how everything is going to be panning out at the end of the last minute when the whistle